It's time to release control and tap into your beautiful intuition. I remember people saying, listen to your body. If you want to stop when you're full, you got to listen to your body. You got to be intuitive. And I felt like I was so disconnected from my body. I didn't feel my body. My body wasn't telling me, hey, you're hungry. Hey, you're full. I felt like my body wasn't sending me signals that other people would get. Just listen to your body. Okay, but my body's not telling me anything. Just listen to your intuition. And I'm like, tap, tap. Hello? Is my intuition even on? I feel like my body is broken. I feel like my body's not telling me anything. And a part of me believed I couldn't be intuitive. I need to be in control. I can't just go with the flow and be spontaneous. I need to know exactly what I'm eating. I need to know exactly when I'm eating. I need to know who I'm eating with. Like, I need to know the nitty-gritty details. I need to know everything. But when I tried to control everything, that's when I was spiraling even more out of control. And I looked at people in my life, my friends, my circle of friends. They never would spend hours meal prepping on a Sunday to know exactly what they need to eat throughout the week. They wouldn't say, oh, what restaurant are we going to? What time? They were like, hey, you want to go out for dinner Friday? And it'd be like Friday at 5 o'clock. And they're like, hey, where do you want to go? And I'm like, I was planning this on like Monday as soon as you asked to go out for dinner. Like, here I am trying to micromanage everything and try to plan everything. And I was the person who spiraled out of control. And my friends who were more go with the flow, easygoing, spontaneous, they were more intuitive. They didn't spiral out of control. And so I started having this realization. If you want to have more control, ironically, you need to be willing to release your tight grip of control. And don't tell yourself you're not intuitive. Don't tell yourself you can't hear your body. The only reason you can't hear your body or you can't be intuitive is because you're in your head and you're trying to micromanage everything. You're trying to control everything. And when you're in your head, you're doing a lot of shoulding, not shitting, shoulding. Should I eat this? Should I not eat this? Should I get in a workout? Should I rest? Should I not? Should create shame. I should have done this. You feel bad. You should be doing this. You feel like that's the only way you can eat. You should be ordering this. You should be getting this. You should eat like this. You should have this portion size. You should eat this many times per day. And when you don't do that, you feel shame. When you're in your head, you cannot make decisions that you actually want to make. You are making decisions based off of what other people tell you that you should be doing. When you are in your body, you can be more intuitive. Your body, I remember one of my mentors said, your body holds the truth. And at the time I was like, what the heck does that even mean? Like, my body holds the truth. I'm like, my body doesn't tell me anything. What do you mean? But I understand now. Your body holds the truth, meaning your body will tell you when you're hungry if you just listen to it. Your body will tell you that you're full when you just listen to it. And if you're like, Lorna, my body doesn't tell me any signals, I remember being there. But again, the only way that you can actually start hearing the voices and the feelings that your body is sending you, the signals that your body is sending you, is when you get out of your head and into your body to feel. You can't feel your body if you're in your logical mind saying, should I do this or should I not? That blocks you from feeling, that blocks you from listening to your body, that blocks you from tapping into your beautiful intuition. So I'm going to share two stories with you, two examples of when I tried to micromanage everything and try to control exactly what I was eating and when I was listening to my intuition. So in 2018, Andrew and I owned a fitness studio. And one of Andrew's local business partners had just opened up a bakery pretty close to our fitness studio. And Andrew was telling me, this person opened up a bakery and, she does gluten-free, dairy-free things. Like she really caters to people who have digestive issues. And I was like, oh, that's amazing. Because at the time when I was going through a lot of binge eating issues and, struggling with my relationship with food for 10 years, there was a lot of digestive issues. I was bloated all the time and I needed to be mindful of certain foods. So I'm like, sweet, like this is amazing. Like I'm pretty excited. And I remember Andrew saying, like, he literally just told me about this bakery. And he's like, so do you want to go? You want to go check it out? Anxiety started filling my entire body. You want to go right now? Like, but we didn't plan it. But like, I just had lunch like 20 minutes ago. I started getting mad. Like, you can't just like ask me to go and be very spontaneous about it. Like, don't you know me? Like, I need to know exactly when we're going and what the menu is and like what I'm gonna order. And like, I shouldn't have eaten lunch. Like, I was so up in my head. I was so up in my head trying to micromanage, trying to control everything. So I was like, no, we can go another time. A week passes. It's Saturday. And Andrew and I used to love doing dates on Saturday because we worked together every single day at our fitness studio in 2018. So we're like, we need our time. We need our time. We get in the car and we didn't plan anything. So, I was freaking out a little bit, but I was like, maybe we'll just go to the park. Maybe we'll just go for a walk. Maybe it's not going to be anything to do revolving around food. And like, I'll be good with that. And so Andrew says, what do you want to do? In my heart, I knew exactly what I wanted to do. I wanted to go to that bakery. I wanted to go to that bakery. Like a part of me was terrified, but a part of me was also excited. I wanted to go to that bakery. And Andrew says, what do you want to do? I could not say it out loud. I could not say, and hang with me here. I could not say out loud, I wanted to go to the bakery. Fear filled my body, anxiety filled my body because I still didn't know the menu. I don't think they just opened, so they didn't have the menu on the website. So I was like, I don't even know what I'm gonna order. Like, I have no idea what I'm even like, am I gonna even like it? Is there gonna be something for me? Like, I didn't even know. So we're in the car and he's like, what do you want to do? And I so badly wanted to say, let's go to the bakery. But because I didn't know everything, I didn't know the menu, I didn't know what the calories were, I didn't know much, there was fear. But also, I didn't want to be the one to say, Andrew, for date night, let's go to the bakery. Because what if I end up binging? What if I end up having regret? What if I end up feeling guilty? That's on me. If I say, Andrew, let's go to the bakery, then I have to live with the fact that I was the one who brought up that idea. I was the one who said, let's go to the bakery. And if I binge, it's my fault. Versus if Andrew said, hey, you want to check out that new bakery? Then I could have just blamed him, or like we talked about, like blaming external factors. I couldn't say it. I couldn't say it. So we didn't end up going that week. Another week passes by. I could not stop thinking about this bakery. But again, I was trying to plan. I think at that time they had the menu. So I was looking, I'm like, okay, oh, that looks really good. Okay, these cookies look good. They had bagels with cashew butter, and cashew butter was always, like, cashews were a trigger food for me. Nut butter was a trigger food for me. So I was trying to micromanage in my head. Okay, well, the bagel with the cashew butter sounds really good, but then this cookie sounds good and this look, and I was trying to control. But if I go there, like, am I gonna be able to control myself? What if I spiral into a binge? I was still in my head. What if I binge? What if it doesn't go as planned? What if I feel guilty? Trying to control everything. We ended up going one Saturday or Sunday afternoon. I can't remember. It was 2018. We ended up going. I got the bagel, got the cashew butter, got some other cookies and baked goods. I started having this intense urge. The taste of the cashew butter, it was like heaven. I started getting an urge. I literally wanted to order everything. I wanted to order everything. And I started getting in my head, see, I shouldn't have came here. Why do we have to come here? Lorna, you can't trust yourself. Why are you around sweets? You shouldn't have come, blah, 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 blah. Started getting an urge to binge. At the time, Andrew and I were dating, but we didn't actually live together. So he dropped me off at my house, at my parents' house, and he went home. I ended up going back into the pantry and calling the rest of the night a write-off because I messed up. Quotations. I messed up. Shouldn't have went to the bakery. Shouldn't have had the cashew butter. I failed. I did something wrong. Spiraled into a binge. Why? A huge reason is because I was trying to control everything. What if I go there and what if I binge? And having these expectations, and I was in my head the whole time. I wasn't even enjoying the time with Andrew. I don't even remember much. And as you can tell, as I'm sharing the story, there's not many details because I was so in my head. I was so in my head. I was not present. You cannot be present if you're in your head. You cannot be present if you're in your head, thinking about the calories. Am I going to binge? Is this good for me? Should I be eating this? So when I try to control everything, I spiraled out of control. Now, there was another time, giving you two specific examples. Christmas time. My family usually likes to invite Andrew's family over and we do something for Christmas. I had no idea what my mom was making for dinner. I had no idea what Andrew's parents were bringing. I had no idea what the dessert menu was, if there's going to be fruit, if there's going to be, like, I didn't know what the dinner menu was. I didn't know if there was going to be appetizers. I had no idea. I did not plan anything. I did not ask my mom. I did not ask what's for dinner. I did not ask if there are going to be appetizers. What's the dessert? I did not ask anything. I said, I'm going to eat whatever my mom cooks. I'm just going to go with the flow. I'm going to be spontaneous. Like, I'm not going to plan anything. I'm going to be a normal person. What would somebody who has a normal, healthy, balanced relationship with food, what would they do? They'd show up. They wouldn't call and say, hey, just wondering, what time exactly are we eating? And are there going to be appetizers? And can you just let me know, like, what the dessert menu is? Like, no, they just show up and they listen to their bodies and they just eat. And so I was like, well, I'm going to do that. We sat down. We had the most amazing dinner ever. I naturally stopped when I was full. I like stopped for a minute. I was like, I don't even have an urge to binge. I don't even have the desire to go get more. I just naturally stopped when I was full. And I was like, what is happening? Like, this feels so exciting. Like, this feels amazing. But I'm like, wait, like, I didn't plan this. Like, it just happened. Interesting. I'm just going to take note of that. Okay. Dessert comes around. Again, no idea who's bringing what the dessert menu is going to be. And Andrew's mom brought apple pie. And normally at social events, you would never, ever, 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 ever see me eating dessert. And then as soon as people would leave, I would just binge on the dessert. Because I was so anxious. I didn't want people to be like, Lauren is eating dessert, blah, 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 blah. So dessert comes, it's apple pie, and my mom made some other things. I did not second guess. I did not take 25 hours saying, okay, the apple pie kind of actually looks really good. And I'm not like a big pie person. I'm more of like a chocolate person. Like, give me some chocolate and I'm good. But this apple pie, it just looked good that time. I don't know, something about it, it just looked good. I didn't spend time I didn't go into my head, should I eat it? What are the calories? Am I hungry? Am I full? I wasn't in my head. I felt in my body, that looks good. I felt this pull. I felt this intuitive hit. And I was like, oh, maybe I do have an intuition. Maybe I'm not broken. Okay, I'm going to run with this. So I felt like the apple pie. I got this intuitive pull. You want the apple pie. So I said, hey, cut myself an apple pie. piece of an apple pie? Yeah, sure, I do want some. Not, oh my God, what are people going to say? Is somebody going to comment? Are they going to be like, oh my God, Lauren is eating dessert. What's going on? Better burn off those calories. I did not care. I was not in my head. I was in my body. My body said a full body, heck yes, you want that. How many times do you get an intuitive pull of, I want that cookie, and you get into your head? No, I probably shouldn't. So then you go and you have some fruit, but the fruit's not even satisfying you. And then you go and you have some yogurt, and the yogurt's not even satisfying you. So then you have the fruit, you have the yogurt, and then you end up binging on cookies. So I took the apple pie and I had the apple pie. I felt so good. There was no crazy food noise. I didn't even feel guilty. Like, I'm like, what is happening? This does not happen to me. Like, anytime I would have dessert, I would always feel guilty. Anytime I would be questioning, should I have it or should I not? I would spend 25 hours deciding if I should have it or not. There would be no way I would have eaten dessert even in front of other people. Or if I did, I'd be in my head the whole time. And it just felt quiet. It just felt quiet. There wasn't, you shouldn't be doing this. There was no diet culture in my mind. There's no inner rebel voice. There was no judgment. And I remember afterwards, like, feeling so happy. Like, I was literally like a little kid on Christmas, just so happy that I had apple pie. And it felt normal. It felt natural. It felt so, like, easeful. I was like, this is freedom. And I asked myself, why this time did it feel so good? And it was so interesting because you know what the feedback that I got inside of my mind? You did not try to do this. You didn't try to not binge. You didn't try to stop when you were full. You didn't call ahead of time, wondering what the menu was, wondering what the dessert was. You didn't actually try to control everything. You leaned into your heart. You tap into your intuition that you felt was broken. But if you actually just listened to it, that first time that you got that nudge and didn't let yourself go into your mind, you can actually really listen to your body. Like I said at the beginning, your body holds the truth. Meaning, your body wants to take such good care of you. This is why your body sends you signals. When you're hungry, your body's like, tap, tap, hello, you're hungry. It's time to eat. And when you're full, your body will go, tap, tap, okay, you're done. That's your intuition. But how often do you feel it and you get in your head? Oh, but it looks so good. I just got to keep on eating. You're overriding your intuition. You feel hunger, but you're like, oh, well, no one else is eating, or it's not dinner time yet, so I probably shouldn't eat, and you push it off. You are overriding your intuition. Your intuition is your gift. Your intuition is this beautiful wisdom. And I remember when people used to tell me that, I'm like, yeah, but you don't get it. I don't have an intuition. We all have an intuition. But it's hard to feel your intuition. It's hard to tap into that, like, superpower when you are so up in your head. So from one story of me trying to plan everything, oh my gosh, what if I binge? Oh my God, what am I going to order? I ended up spiraling out of control. When I went to this dinner party, didn't know anything. I said, I'm just going to go in and I'm going to trust myself. I literally did not plan anything. I did not plan it. I said, what would a normal person do who has a good relationship with food? How would they show up? They would just show up. And I'm going to do that. I'm going to really listen to my body. Ended up stopping when I was full. No anxiety, no guilt. I was literally jumping up and down after having that apple pie. I remember telling Andrew, I shared the story a few times. I remember telling Andrew, like, I had dessert in front of people, but also I didn't feel guilty, and I don't even have an urge to binge. Obviously, he didn't understand, but I was like celebrating. I'm like, this is amazing. Because I chose to be spontaneous. I chose to release control. I chose to trust myself. So many of you guys would actually stop eating when you're full when you don't have these crazy expectations of like, I must stop when I'm full, or like, I need to know what the menu is, or I have to order this. Like, before you're even showing up to the restaurant, you're already planning what you're going to eat when you don't even know if you're still going to want that 5 days from now. I remember I used to plan like a week in advance. If I knew it was somebody's birthday and we're going to this restaurant, I would look at the menu like a week in advance, trying to figure out what I was going to order. That is logic. That is in your head. But so often you can plan, this sounds good. It's a Monday. Come Saturday, you don't even want that. Oh, but I planned it, so I have to have that. That is going to set you up to binge. Is this making sense? Because on Monday, you planned, like I used to plan, okay, well, if I'm going to order this, and then so I can work my way around, okay, well, if I order this, then I'm going to have less carbs for lunch. So micromanaging. I'm like, I'm doing math. I hate math. What am I doing? I want to be spontaneous. I want to go with the flow. And so if you're planning what you're going to have for Saturday, but then come Saturday, you don't even want that, but you're forcing yourself to have it, do you see how you're going to spiral into a binge because you're not even listening to your intuition? And sometimes your intuition, I think a lot of the time people fear, well, if I just listen to my intuition, my body's going to tell me eat chips all day or ice cream all day. That's not true. It's not true. Again, your body wants to take really good care of you. You actually will start to crave more nutritious foods. And I know you enjoy eating healthy. But your body is actually going to say like, oh, that salad actually sounds really good. There are sometimes I will go to a restaurant now. It's not very often that I get a salad because I'm like, I want something else. But sometimes I'm like, I think it was Mother's Day, I got a delicious Greek salad with some chicken. Not because, oh, low calories, not because, oh, you're going out for dinner as well, not because, oh, well, you can't eat so much. My body was like, that looks good. Did I look at the menu a week in advance? No. I showed up and I asked myself, what do you feel like? And at the beginning stage of your journey, when you ask yourself, what do you feel like? You might not know, but guess what? Make a decision. Don't try to control, make a decision. Trust yourself because you're going to make the decision. You're going to either say, that was amazing, or didn't really love it. It's okay. It's okay. But again, when you're trying to diet, it's like you have to try to make the best decision because, oh my gosh, what if I make the wrong decision? Guess what? There's tomorrow. There's next meal. But when you're trying to control everything, I can't make a mistake. You're not going to make a mistake. Your intuition is there. And I see this with a lot of my clients. Even, one of my clients was saying that she was able to make sourdough chocolate chip cookies with her daughter. She was able to bake and she just had them. Like she just ate them. That would have never been possible when she was trying to control, like, should I not bake? What if I spiral into a binge? No, when you're trying to control and micromanage everything, you spiral into a binge. When you don't plan and you actually just trust, you're going to be able to stop when you're full. You're going to be able to have these magical moments like I did of eating the apple pie without guilt. I couldn't have planned that. I couldn't have said, okay, so on this date, I'm going to eat the apple pie and I'm not going to have guilt. How can you plan it? You literally cannot. The times that I thought, I would binge, I wouldn't binge because I wasn't trying to micromanage everything. When you're like, okay, tonight I'm not going to binge and I better not binge and I better just do everything that in my power to not binge, you're going to binge because you can't willpower your way out of a binge. But when you just tap into your intuition and you tap into your body and you're like, okay, what sounds good? What do I feel like? And you don't have these crazy expectations of yourself and you're not trying to plan a week in advance and you just go with the flow, magical things are going to start to happen. Holy moly, I just stopped when I'm full. Holy moly, I was able to have the apple pie without guilt. I couldn't have predicted that ever. And from that day on, that was proof that I have a beautiful intuition that will always guide me. And you have a beautiful intuition that will always guide you if you just choose to listen. So it's time to release control. It's time Tap into your beautiful intuition. Again, will there be fear? Of course, there will be fear, but you're always going to be okay. Trust that your body is always working with you. Your body is not working against you. Your body will work against you when you try to fight against it. Your body is telling you that you're hungry and you're pushing it off. Well, then your body is going to work against you and it's going to send you these urges and you're going to binge. Versus your body is sending you a signal, ooh, that chocolate chip cookie sounds really good, and you honor it. Ooh, that delicious salad sounds really good, and you honor it, and you will always, always, always be okay. So tap into your beautiful intuition, trust, don't overthink. Soon as you get that intuitive pull, ooh, this sounds good, I really want this, listen to that.